Builders normally hate cold leads. What are some of the characteristics of a cold lead, like when you talk to builders? What do they normally say?
The classic one is how much?
How much what?
How much is it going to cost?
Right. Oh, like the build.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a house on your website. We're looking for something like that. How much is that?
Welcome to the Builders and Marketing Podcast, a show about staying relevant as a builder in this ever-evolving internet world and how to best position your building business in your marketplace. So how do you combat this? Because I guess we've seen in the past, we don't like cold leads either in our business, by the way. Like, we don't like it when people inquire with us and just like, how much for a 30-second video or whatever, you know? Like, we don't like that either.
Yeah.
And that's like the reactive approach. That's the victim mentality.
Yeah.
I'm getting these like cold leads, like, oh, who do they think they are?
Yeah.
So how can we take the opposite? The opposite of victim mentality is an attacking mentality. And that's the same with like squash. Like, I play a lot of squash, not the last year because I had the baby. But yeah, you're on that court. You're either defending the whole time, or you're attacking. And attacking
there's no in between.
Means you are in control of that court.
Yeah.
You're in control of that other person.
Yeah.
You're most likely on the tee. So for any of those builders that have played squash before, you're on the tee. You are controlling the game. So how can you get in control of the game?
Well, I think
of leads.
Yeah, I think when you first said attack, I was like, I don't know. But then when you explain it, it makes so much more sense. And you want to be in control. I think one thing is I think what a lot of builders listening to this would think is, okay, well then I need to go and find the leads out there that aren't cold. Which I think they're on the right track, but you got to go, well, everyone is cold.
Everyone starts off cold.
Everyone is cold.
Like when you get an idea for something, you are cold. Dead set cold.
So you need to take control and go, how do I manufacture?
Yeah.
And how do I create and build?
This reminds me of the 4-year story. We just had a client sign up.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll mind us sharing the story.
Yeah,
we won't.
But I'm pretty keen to get him on here.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get him on as a podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, he just signed up. Took us 4 years to get this client on.
Yeah. I
can see him as being the most amazing client that we've had. So if you're listening to this and you're that client, I can't wait.
You are.
Yeah, you know who you are. But yeah, we had to nurture this one.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Should I quickly explain what that journey looked like?
I think so, because a lot of guys listening to this will be like, what the heck, no way.
Yeah.
Nurturing for someone for 4 years, I've got other things to do.
Yeah, they think I
can't handhold someone for 4 years.
Yeah, so JP came into the room. Yeah, JP came into the room and said, we just signed up this client. And I'm like, who? And then he's like, yeah, go check him out on our system.
Yeah.
And I went back on our system and I noticed 4 years ago, he opted in for an informational video that we had back then. And then I went through the whole journey, and I might share that journey in a sec, but went through the whole journey and I could see how many of the emails that we sent out to him to educate him, stay in front of him, that he opened.
Yeah. We can see what videos he watched. We can see.
Yeah. And it's just crazy. And I mean, back then it was just an opt-in. So he just opted in.
Yeah.
And he was cold. He was ice cold. And now he's going to be a great client.
Great client. And one thing I'd add to that is, because he's been nurtured, him and his business partner had been nurtured for so long. When I had that meeting with them the other week, that discovery meeting to understand where their business is at. This is the same goes for any builder I talk to.
Yeah.
Where's your business at?
Yeah.
What is it you're trying to achieve? Does what we do, can it help you? If it can or can't, we're just very black and white about it.
Yeah.
If we can help, then this is what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And
so what was he like? Was he like...
It was one of the easiest meetings I've ever had.
What do you mean easy?
There was no
like,
explaining all these questions, which is normal. It's very, and that's, a lot of builders listening to this would relate to that. When you're talking to someone who's very cold, there are a lot of questions.
It's almost like they don't trust.
Yeah. If there's a big chest, like you think of a big chest full of trust.
Yeah.
In the beginning when they're cold, you got to fill it up. For 4 years, he's been filling that chest with trust of us and understanding who we are and what we do and how we help our builders and how we build relationships and what it looks like, what the process looks like, everything. He's listened to all the case studies, all the podcasts. So
and we publish a lot. I mean, we put a lot out there.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. Yeah. So the way he spoke was so different.
Yeah, he just was like, yep, this is the business. He was very open. So because he's more trusting, he's way more open. So imagine if you're a builder, your clients can be way more honest and upfront about their budget.
Yeah, I mean,
this is our situation.
Builders know like what it feels like if someone's closed up.
Yeah, it's very
They
hard.
just give them the minimal amount of information.
Yeah.
Now the builder's like got to come up with something.
Yeah.
And
so
then
that
just
go,
go.
Yeah. So I just got the discussion with him was, it was very open book. This is our situation. This is what we've tried, haven't tried. This has been our success or lack of success.
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to achieve. And I was able to go, great, what we do would definitely help that situation.
Yeah.
You've got amazing foundations in place. So you plug us in, it's going to be great. And then it was like, awesome. Oh, the funny thing, so he said, look, obviously we're doing our due diligence. It would be wrong if we didn't. We are talking to someone else.
Yeah.
So, we'll talk to him and we'll come back. And in my head, I'm thinking, because I knew this guy well. I've seen him in our system for the last 4 years. So I'm thinking, man, there ain't no way
good luck.
that other person that you've been consuming them for 4 years. So I know exactly who you're going to speak to or who you're going to work with. And definitely understanding situation. I was like, man, I know what we're going to do is going to help you amazingly. So we booked a catch-up meeting, and then 2 days prior to the catch-up meeting, I just get an email saying we're in. Send me through the agreement, send me through the invoice, done.
Get it done.
So there's no explaining. And then onboarding often there's a few more questions. Okay, well, how does it work? And like the nitty-gritty stuff, which is fine. Happy to explain that.
Because it's the first time, right? Or they might have tried marketing in the past, but it's the first time. It's like you buying your first house. You're like, oh, well, what about this? Or oh, what if I, Yeah.
So it was the easiest onboarding.
Yeah.
No questions. Yeah.
So
just so trusting and so educated on our process.
I want to bring this back to our builder audience listening to this. What we offer our clients is, call it X ticket price.
Yeah.
Builders, their ticket price, what they obviously sell, whether it's like a renovation or a new home, could be, there's a big range.
Yeah.
But let's just say a lot of our clients between 500K to 5 mil, we've got a few clients 10 mil and so on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How big is that ticket price? This person, this is a little bit of a different story. A lot of our builder clients that come on board with us way quicker than 4 years.
Yeah.
This is the exception. But this is how important, the reason why I bring up this 4-year story is because to show how important it is to have something in place, to be able to educate those people over that long period of time. Yeah. And our ticket price is quite small to builders. Yeah. So what do builders have to do? Like how much trust do you have to build? Someone is about to invest, make the biggest investment in most, most cases in their life. Yeah. They are scared. They're about to commit something massive that they can't just turn back on. Once you do the knockdown or once you start ripping up the kitchen, they can't go back. Yeah. So how do builders do that?
Well, they have to educate, build that trust. Yeah. You can't it would be so much work if you had to do that to a cold person and they wouldn't be interested. Yeah. They don't have a time for you because they don't know who you are. Why would I listen to what you have to say? Yeah. But if they've been consuming you for months, years prior, their perception of you, how they view you, the value that they view you bringing to the table into their project, how they see you as an authority. Do they see you as the authority, trusting your feedback, your ideas, your leadership on that project rather than them seeing you as a contractor? Yeah. You're just here to build my house. Yeah. Is all up to you if you are willing to take that responsibility. Yeah, exactly. And take that control, being an attacker.
Yeah, and I think if we had to sum up the solution in 2 parts, I think the first part is, building businesses, you have to get creative and you have to understand who your target market is. And the reason why you want to understand who they are is because then you can educate them and build that trust. But that can only be done if you understand what they desire in life, not what they desire in a build. They couldn't care less. Once the build is over, it's over. Yeah. So it's what they desire in life, what stands in their way to get that desire, and that might be the beautiful home that they need, and then understand their fears. And if you can educate them on that, then that's perfect. Yeah. Then you build that trust. So that's number one. You have to have that, and that's what we call the message to the market. And number 2 is you need some sort of system in place to nurture and stay in front of those people. There's no way you could have stayed in front of this builder that just came on board with us for 4 years manually. I mean, you could set your calendar to every month, but we have thousands of people in our list. Our system does the heavy lifting and nurtures that person. But a system without a good market message to market is worthless. Obviously, you talk to so many builders in so many different scenarios. What is one thing that majority of builders can do right now to be able to nurture cold leads into like warm, beautiful, awesome clients?
Well, I think one thing, I'll give you an idea on what they can do in a sec, but one thing before they even do that is firstly get clear on who are they talking to. Because not all of those cold leads do you want. You need to identify who are those you want. And then you want to go out, this would be an action item that guys listening to this can take away, is build out for 4 years, because the example we gave is a great example of how warm of a client you can have if you've nurtured them for 4 years. So write out or build out, draw out a bit of a 4-year journey and look at, okay, what do I need to do?
Like what interactions?
What interactions do I need to have? What information do I need to provide? How do I need to engage with someone? Or touch point over 4 years to turn that cold lead into the best lead.
So that's the goal. Take a piece of paper. At the top of the piece of paper, write down the goal is to turn all cold leads into...
That'd be a fantastic exercise if guys could do that. How do I turn everything that you'd need to hand over to someone over 4 years to turn them from cold into my best client ever?
And obviously, I mean, I think that could be quite scary for clients because they're like, oh my goodness, 4 years, that's so much to think about into the future. But I think it is important, like even just from a high level, just to do that. And it might just be like a 1-sentence thing that you write down. You're like, okay, I'm going to communicate to people, to my ideal clients once a month. And I'm going to do it in this way, this way, and this way. I mean, our thing, we didn't build out that 4 years from the get-go, but we had like a year like mapped out and in place straight away. And then we just keep building on that every year going by. And if we didn't do that and we didn't keep doing that, building it out, chances are this other client wouldn't have like come on board. He would have forgotten about us and we'll just be long gone.
If you were talking to a builder and they wanted to find out more or know how to best turn cold leads into ideal clients, what would you say to them?
Well, obviously, like do that exercise we just explained, but otherwise another option is to obviously get in touch with us. Like our team, this is what we specialize in, this is what we focus on. You will have a team that will be able to guide you through that whole process and actually help you map out what that looks like and actually implement that for you as well. And our clients love that.
It's largely done for you.
It's done for you, our clients love that because, they know they're going to get something that is actually of good quality to be able to turn those cold leads into warm clients over time. But also they can just focus on their business, knowing that there's a team that can do all that for them. So that's the action item.
Awesome.
There'll be a link down the bottom and they'll chat to you about that.
They can do so, definitely. Look forward to it.
Thanks for the podcast, man.
Thanks, guy.
Thank you for listening or watching this podcast. If you're not already subscribed, visit bizvideo.com.au/podcast, where you can enter your email and then we will send you each new episode.